Hi, Dr. Stories with Mystical Professor, trying to stay out of some wind so that I get a good recording without all this wind. Here to talk to you about the power of sexual transmutation. As somebody commented under my upload yesterday where I talked about penetrating the facts to bring about your desire. Imaginal acts create facts, okay? Neville preached about this. He ignored the circumstances, he didn't care about them. He believed that we could penetrate them by simply imagining or assuming that what we wanted to experience out here was already a fact. And that's how you penetrate the facts. But now moving on to sexual transmutation or sex, S-E-X, sexual exchange, sexual energy exchange. That's what SEX means, sexual energy exchange. It's an acronym. Some people believe and utilize sexual pleasure instead of having sex. They use it to create their reality by manifesting. Instead, and I've already uploaded a video where Neville, if you go and listen, Neville tells you how to manifest desires and what he did. This was when he would breathe in, breathe out. I'm imagining right now that I have whatever it is that I desire, my dream life, whatever, right? I'm experiencing it right now. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Get into a rhythm. Breathe in. Out. Engage the pelvic floor. You want air to go all the way up your entire body, from your pelvic floor, up your abdomen, up your chest, up your thorax, up your esophagus, and out your windpipe, right? Imagining that you have that which you desire. And release with every pore of your entire body, and I did. And I'm lightheaded, okay? That's what he did. You release all of that sexual energy out, and in turn, you don't have the desire, you're impotent. You never have the desire to ever do it again. I have no desire at all to go and do that again for the desire that I wish to manifest. I'm done. Now what's going to happen is the universe, it's a seed. He compared it to a seed, like impregnation. And if you listen to some of his videos I've uploaded, he talks about it. Now I've impregnated it, right? So the seed is going to grow. I apologize for the wind. And it's going to manifest. Chicken, 21 days. Horse, a year. Elephant, 2 years. Right? A human, 9 months. Okay? And that's what's going to happen. It's going to go and ripen, and it will flower for its long wait. It is sure and won't be late, as stated in the book of Habakkuk. So, I'm not being stupid or ridiculous. Neville talked about it all the time because he likened what I just did, sexual transmutation, to you fertilizing the egg or germinating it or planting a seed, however you want to look at it, because scientists have yet to figure out how that one sperm penetrates the egg. That he discussed that in the Buy the Pearl of Great Price. He likened it to the beginning. At the beginning, he talks about the fact that scientists have yet to figure out how the sperm can penetrate. One sperm can penetrate an egg. Well, we know sometimes more than that does, but you get my point. So now, what I have just done is fertilized an egg. I have fertilized a seed, and now it's going to go and grow. If I had a desire, for instance, that I want a brand new house, let's say a log cabin. This tree's got to go grow, right? Then somebody has to build it, right? Whether it's me or my family, you get my point. It has to be built. because it doesn't exist right now, right? So you can use your sexual energy to manifest your desires by inhaling and exhaling, just like I did for you a few minutes ago, and ensuring to, on your last inhalation, make it as deep and grand as you can, and exhale with every pore of your body. And then you become impotent. The pleasure, you experience the pleasure, and Neville did. A gentleman by the name of Alan, I can't, he's from the Grenadines, which are in the Caribbean. He talks about it. He has it up on a video about it on YouTube, but he explains it pretty similarly to what I just have done. The key here is this: you are a limitless being. You have succumbed because you grew up in an environment, in a home where the family, that is, because I was brought up the same way, that money's hard to come by. You have to work hard for it, with all of these assumptions and beliefs. That nothing, they let you think that you're a limited being. I know that because I attended parochial schools, so I know what I'm talking about. You talk about strictness, it's an understatement. Political systems, laws, all these are put in place to control humanity. If you haven't figured it out, that's all it's in for, is to control you, so that you don't know the power that's within you. You are such a powerful being. I told you before, the power of I am. You can't fathom the power that you really are, the powerhouse, the power source that you really are. You hear me coming on here all the time telling you that you're the operant power, you're the creative power, you are. Use it to your ability. If you want to use sexual transmutation to manifest your desires, go for it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I've done it. What I just shared with you, I've done multiple times. It's whatever I feel like doing. It's a technique, okay? To, instead of using your sexual energy for something else and lusting after somebody else or whatever, you're lusting after yourself. You're giving all that power back to you. What more of a better gift could you possibly give yourself? Okay, sexual energy exchange. Okay, you're exchanging your sexual energy for a desire or manifestation, however you want to view it. I hope I'm making sense, and I'm clarifying any confusion that I may have created yesterday. You can employ that tactic. Some people don't agree with it. Remember, it's law of assumption, guys. What you assume to be true is. That's how Neville did it. He did it multiple ways too. I know that he sat in an easy chair when he needed to get out of a prison, as it were. It was just, he just said that, but he was imprisoned on an island. He had no way to get out of there. There were over 1,000 people on the waiting list. So, he imagined himself in an easy chair, and he imagined he was on a ship. I shared that experience that he left on a recording for you, and he got out of there in less than he got a ticket to set sail in a few weeks. He did it, and in less than 24 hours, it manifested. No one else did that. He had a friend that was a psychologist that was where he didn't want to be, alongside Neville. They were drafted into the army and they couldn't get out because they needed so many people to enlist. So they forced people back then to enlist into the army, and Neville didn't want any part of it. And he said, I want no part of it. For 9 days straight, he imagined himself every night when he went to bed in his barracks that he was in his apartment in New York, after he was denied that he could not get out, he could not leave, he was stuck. So he imagined himself in his apartment, touching everything in his apartment, imagining his little girl in her bed sleeping, his wife in her bed sleeping, or in their bed, whatever, looking out the window and seeing New York City. Okay, that's what he did. And he ended up with a hand. He was sleeping one night, a hand came in front of him and crossed out disapproved and sketched out approved, and said, a voice said to him, what I have done, do nothing. So he went downstairs to the latrine, shaved, got ready, and he just went about his day. A few days later, I think 9 days later, his commanding officer, who knew him, said, "You still want out?" "Yes, sir." He asked him several times. "Yes, sir." He wanted out. He got out that day. He filled out a form, was able to leave and go home back to New York from Fort Polk, Kentucky, or yeah. So you are the creator. You're the one that plants these seeds, guys. The seed of contemplated thought. So you create your reality. You can use sexual transmutation or sexual energy exchange to create or manifest any desire that you want to manifest in your reality. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. Some people don't feel comfortable doing that. I have done it. I've employed every technique known to mankind. I remember when: scripting, affirming, assuming, imagining, and same with the sexual transmutation. I mentioned it yesterday, but I wasn't actually talking about that, but I was, and someone picked up on it and it gave me something to talk about today. Utilize your sexual energy to create your every desire by deep breathing as you're imagining yourself or having an inner conversation from the state of the wish fulfilled, that it's already a fact. That part hasn't changed. Just how you will create that truth in your own mind, that fact in your own mind, because it is your reality. Only you choose, you decide. You're the boss. I don't know what it is that you want to experience, but if you want to use that technique, go for it. Remember, I just showed you how to do it. You deep breathe in and out, and get a rhythm going. Neville explained how he did it. You can't see him, you can only hear him audio. I've just performed it for you. Okay? On your very last breath, you take the deepest inhalation you physically can, and you exhale every ounce of your body, with every pore of your body, push it all out. And you should have pleasure, and then you should reach impotence like I did and not have any thought or desire to ever do it again. And now, like I said, you've impregnated it, you have planted the seed, and it will manifest. All right? You, of course, employing everything else that I've taught you thus far. You don't need to go looking for it. If you do, yeah, I already have it. If you catch yourself looking for it, I already have it. So great, I already have what, that, this or that, or whoever. I don't know. Only you know what you're creating. I hope that you're understanding me. And it's another technique to use to deliver what you're to experience, to allow you to experience, because creation is finished. It's allowing you to experience whatever it is that you want to experience here. Okay? All right. Please, if you have any more comments, keep commenting away. I love it. It gives me more ideas to come in here and talk to you, because I do not want you to be confused about anything. I want this to be easy for you. I don't want you to have to try and figure it out like I did. I did test that, so I know it works. It does work. Any technique works. It's what makes you accept it as a fact, whatever it is that you're manifesting. If that's what's going to work for you, then please go do it. Okay? Because it's supposed to make you feel pleasure. Reach your climax, and then impotence. Okay? It's done. If that's what's going to get you to not worry, not be fearful, not be concerned about it, so be it. It's your decision. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you want coaching. My email is on my profile. I'm sorry, every time I come out here, there's planes. I do live in a plane Mecca area. There's all kinds of airfields here. And I'm in Mesa. Please remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe, because I know I'm your favorite YouTube professor, here to help you achieve your every desire without getting confused or worried. Because in the Bible, there's a scripture that tells you to not worry, to not be anxious. The other thing that's in the Bible that's important before I get off here, you're making the unseen seen. That's you. You are the Jesus Christ spoken of in the Bible. That's you. You're exercising your Jesus Christ power in you. Every time you use your imagination lovingly on behalf of someone else, because you know how this works, or on yourself. Okay? Every time I'm out here, somebody has to come out too. That is what it is. There was one other thing I wanted to tell you before I get off of here. Besides making the unseen seen, of course, I'll think about it after I hit the stop button, but that's okay. It gives me something else to come on here and talk to you about. This has all been scientifically proven. So go put it to the test, because you're a doer and not just a hearer. And the Word is God. Remember that. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was God. You are one with that God power. It's in you. So exercise it. Quit giving it away. Don't give it to politicians, legal system. That's all man-made to control humanity. Whatever it is that you want to experience, you can. I promise you that. The only person that has to decide is you. I hope I've clarified. Go have fun practicing sexual transmutation or sexual energy exchange, however you want to interpret it. It's the same. And the key is just inhaling and exhaling deeply all the way to your pelvic groin area, and then releasing it all as a climax and feeling great pleasure, knowing it's done, and it will manifest. That you've now put yourself in that state of consciousness, and everything pertaining to that state, because that's what the Bible's about. People have taken the personas for actual historical facts, and they're not. Neville teaches all that. Have fun. Take care. This is Dr. Sorois with Mystical Professor. See you in the next one.